Hey, so firstly, I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to give Bill a round of applause, because he's going to be with us for a little while. We're, mixing things up. Alex has got some personal things going on, and so Bill's stepping in to take his place. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
If you know me, you know that I'm not one to hide a surprise or two. We celebrated Thanksgiving. We celebrated Halloween last Sunday, but it was the 27th. It was still early, and I'm not ready to let go. And in fact, in a lot of cultures, in a lot of Latin cultures, we've just been celebrating the Day of the Dead, or All Souls, or All Saints. And so, with Bill's help, I've decided to have another moment. Because we want to remember those that have left us, always. And we also want to remember, I'm sure, during the hurricanes, maybe some of you even questioned your own mortality. So here's a good song to think about for the next big event that happens in your life, because I guarantee you there's going to be another. If this was my last song, if this was my final day, if tomorrow I'll be gone, what do I want to say? If this is my last song, if it's my time to go, when my body's moved on, what will I have to show? No, not fortune or fame, these things scatter to the wind. The things that make a name just don't matter in the end. Is the world a little more peaceful? Ocean and sky a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. If these are my last words for all of the earth to hear, if all that I've ever been is about to disappear, if these are my last words, there's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. It's never been about talking anyway. So much hurt there is to heal, it's hard to understand. All I can hope to feel is that I am doing what I can. But is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little taller because of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased just a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For this, I'm so glad I came. If this was my last song, what do I leave behind? What do I pass on when I am out of time? Thanks, y'all.
I also want to welcome our social media viewers. Welcome. What a blessing. Yes, we see you. And I want to also tell the family and friends that are here, members, our mission here is to assist people in their spiritual awakening and to support them through education, healing, love, and service. At this time, I would like to invite everyone to stand up for the prayer chest. Today we have with us as a speaker Reverend LeRoy Zemke on the topic, My Gratitude Knows No Bounds. And I have a quick story for everyone this morning. It's a story about May, and it goes like this. In a small, bustling town lived an elderly woman named May. May was known for her vibrant garden, a colorful oasis in the middle of a gray, busy world. Her flowers bloomed brighter than any others in town, and people often stop by to admire them. They will ask, "What is your secret, May?" May will smile and say, "I just tell my flowers, thank you." Most people would laugh politely and walk away. But one day, a young girl named Ellie lingered. "Thank them?" Ellie asked, genuinely curious. May nodded. "Every morning, I tell them how grateful I am for their beauty, and every evening I thank them for bringing light to my day." She paused, looking at Ellie. "You can try it too. Find something small to be thankful for each day and watch how it grows." Inspired, Ellie began to follow May's advice. She thanked her shoes for carrying her, the sun for shining, and even her mistakes for teaching her. Over time, she noticed everything in her life seemed brighter and easier. Years later, May's garden eventually passed into Ellie's care. The bloom still flourished. And now, as people pass by and ask her her secret, Ellie will smile and say, "I just tell them thank you." So this story reminds us that gratitude does not change what we see. It changes us, making us more aware of the beauty that's already around us. Thank you. Now, we have music by Carol and the Goodfellows.
Well, that's a beautiful segue into this song. Today I start with gratitude. 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 Today I start with gratitude.
Thank you so much for the elegant music, reminding us of the theme, gratitude, which I would like to speak about in a broad sense. My gratitude knows no bounds. One of the quotes of the Bible that I would like to use is from Psalm 28, verse 7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in this, and I am helped. Therefore my heart exults, and with my song I shall thank them. Thomas Merton said, our knowledge of God is perfected by gratitude. We are thankful and rejoice in the experience of the truth that God's presence is everywhere and is expressed in our love with one another. So today, remember, as we say here in our ministry often, the presence of life is everywhere. In and through all the forms that are in the earth, whether we see them or understand them, behind all appearances, the presence, that presence is eternal and it is always, always available. We don't always see it, but we have to be, in a way, reminded of it periodically. Gratitude is a feeling, as you know, a sense of or a deep and profound experience of recognizing value, honoring the expression of that which seems to be beyond our words, our thoughts, our feelings, and we feel connected in a larger way. We sometimes feel connected to a person, to a lady, to a man, to a son, to a daughter, to a friend, or to the world. And we see good in the world around us, whatever that good may be. I think of it really as a sacred quality. And in my life, I would say that as I have grown in this construct, I see it more as a sacred quality that emerges out of the moment-to-moment experience in our life that affirms life's essence with us here in this place, in this time. We just feel, in a way, more connected to that. And that in and of itself is really what's important for us to remember. It's a sacred quality. I know that in the outer world, we are taught all kinds of things about learn to say thank you. What do you say to someone when they give you something and all of that? And the answer to the question is not what's expected, but to show something from your heart. It's really not a joke, even though we often get presents and children will say to their grandparents, it's really what I always wanted, but not very much. I remember being at my home many years ago when my mother was still with us, and we did a Halloween evening, sitting at the front door with cookies and candy and all of that. It was an interesting experience for me. Here come the little monsters and the fairies and the alligators and the spooks and the goblins and all of them with their baskets and their costumes and so on. And they looked at the array of candy on the table and the homemade cookies that Mom had made. And one after the other, the kids said, "Oh, I don't want that. I don't like that. And I don't like chocolate chip." And I thought, isn't that an interesting comment about the world, in which we tend to look at the external and don't really recognize what's behind it. And so for all of us, It's not about, of course, how we experience Halloween, but it's about how we take in the experience of our life and allow ourselves to see the bigger, the larger, the greater picture. We read it in, I think, that gratitude really is about recognizing what it means to be fully alive, awake, and able to step up into the mystery that is unfolding before us, right in the middle of our life. Life is a gift. It is beyond measure, precious and known to us, or it is sometimes known to us, and we see it in all of our learning on the earth. I know I speak for myself, but every time I hear about a new child, a baby being born, or I watch the family that is receiving a new child in its midst, there is a mystery, and there is an honoring that happens. Here is new life coming into our midst, and it's a miracle, isn't it? How many of you have experienced the miracle of children in your own life? It's something you never, ever forget, so I'm told. I have seen many new babies, of course. I have not had any of my own, but in a way, I've been privileged to be a part of a miracle that unfolds right in front of me, and it always touches me to the core. It's such a mystery. Now, I'm not talking about the chemistry and all that goes on beforehand. I know something of that, so do we all. We can thank our parents, whoever they were, that came together at a magical moment in the past. And lo and behold, a spark was created during that time, and we showed up. That's a miracle. And here you are, right here, right now. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your parents. I remember I was talking about a month or so ago to a gentleman who was really very upset about his parents, and particularly his father. And he didn't have very nice things to say about his father. And I was asking him if he could change his attitude about that. And he looked at me, he said, and I won't repeat all of his language, it's too colorful. He said, no, I don't want to change my attitude. He was mean and he was nasty and he was never good to me. And I said, but he produced you. And he looked at me, he said, well, I'm not so hot myself. And I said, could you find a way in your life to say thank you for the fact that you are alive? And he looked at me for a full 2 or 3 minutes. We didn't say anything. I didn't, and he didn't. And he finally looked at me. He said, well, the one good thing in my life is that I have a really decent wife. And I said, something good in your life. Yes. She isn't good all the time, but she's decent. And I said, well, do you have any kids? Yes. And then I said, I don't know that I'm going to ask you any more about that. And finally, he looked at me. He said, where are you going with that? Why are you asking me these questions? I said, these are gifts in your life. How do you show up for them? Well, they don't ever appreciate me and what I do and have done for them. And they never say thank you to me. I said, why don't you say thank you to them for their presence in your life? Well, they need to say it first. I said, who says there's a rule about who says thank you first? You know, we get caught up in the world, don't we? And that we think that we have the right attitude about something, and it really isn't the one that's working for us. I want to talk about recently, all of us, of course, as we live here in this state, have experienced 2 major hurricanes, however they are defined meteorologically. Many of us have suffered major damage and loss. Others not so much. And all of you here today obviously have survived, and we're surviving together, growing, learning what we're going to learn from this life experience. Hurricanes have a way, as you can imagine, blowing out the old, tearing down that which isn't strong. And sometimes in our life, it takes something major to shake us out of letting go of what we hold on to so tightly. Because as all of us know, my beloved family, none of us are going to leave with this body. Have you ever thought about that? We're not going to leave with it. We're not going to leave with our things. We're not going to leave with our lamps and our antiques and our cash, even though we really plan mightily for it. I'm going to tell you a joke which was told to me, and you can decide whether it's true or not. Many years ago, a very, very wealthy Jewish man named Abe died. He was very wealthy, had millions of dollars, and he married a very young woman not long before he died. And he made her promise that she would cash out all of his money and put it in the casket with him. He wanted to be buried with all of that cash in his hands, in his pockets, everywhere in the casket, all around. So they had the service, and everybody came to pay their respects. And then she's alone with her husband after everybody has left, and before the casket is closed, and she said, "You know, Abe, I love you. I've always loved you. But God, I cannot see all this cash going to the ground. I'm going to write a check. And here's the check, and I'm taking the cash." You can decide whether that's true or not. But many of us really want to be sure that we've got the cash as we go into the next world. And hurricanes remind us that the forces of nature are stronger than we are. They are bigger, larger, and they shake up our lives and get us to look at something different, something new, something beyond what we have in the present time. And we survive to find a new way. And we open up to see that which is coming into our life anew, maybe for the very first time. So if you and or I were impacted by the hurricane in a way that left something as a loss, see it, if you can, as a gift. Because what does it indicate for us in the future that we need to see differently or open up in our life to experience? The old ideas, the old attitudes, the old feelings that we have about ourselves are very often not something we give up very quickly until we're really, really challenged and face what is seemingly impossible. There is one other thing that I want to really talk about today before I finish, and that is that in this time of our life, we, all of us, are like a tapestry in the great universe in which we live. How many of you have looked at the night sky lately? If you haven't, I invite you to do it when it's clear, and we're getting, in this part of the country, more clear evenings now. Storms seem to have gone by, at least for the moment, and there are millions and millions and millions and millions and untold millions and hundreds of billions of stars. Some that are so tiny that they are not seen or not capable of being seen by the naked eye. All of those stars are part of the universe in which we live. And you and I are part of a large tapestry. Every one of you here today is a star in your own life. Some man, some woman, someone somewhere loves you. And you and I need to honor that star that we are in our tapestry, because all of us are part of it. Let's appreciate each other and not look at what's wrong with one another. It's too easy to look at what's wrong. This week, as all of us know, we're going to do a national election. Thank God it's going to be over, I hope. And we will choose a new leader. Some will be happy, some won't be happy, and it will give people fodder to talk about forever. But whatever you choose well. You and I live together in this country. It's our home. It's where we live. It's where we make our life work. And whether we like all of the elements, all of the colors in the tapestry or not, doesn't really matter, does it? How many of you have an absolute, totally perfect family? Someone was talking to me about that this week. They did not want to go home to the family because they were so divided politically. And I just know that my uncle is going to go on and deliver a diatribe regardless of what we want or don't want. And I said, well, do you love your uncle? No. I said, then why do you go to the gathering? Well, I don't want to miss the meal. Okay, you have to make your choice. You're going to hear your uncle or your aunt or your cousin or your mom or somebody else give a viewpoint, and you can listen or not. You can honor them and let it be their viewpoint. Do you think you can do that? Yeah, you can. You don't have to make it your viewpoint, whether you agree or not. Mom is still mom, uncle is still uncle, dad is still dad. He will always be, she will always be. Let us make the best of the time we have with those that we love. 2 suggestions I would like to send with you today. Make a short or long list of what you and I have that has survived the storms in our life, that you still have access to, the experience, the richness, the gift of it, and say a prayer for what remains. Every single day that I get up, and it's more true now as I'm older, in the chronological sense, every day to me is a gift. I am very grateful to be on the planet. Do I like everything that goes on? No. But I'm not going to focus on what I don't like. I'm not going to focus on the aunt or the uncle or the cousin or the whoever is going to talk forever about some political experience that has no relevance to the journey of my life. You determine how you're going to interpret the experience of your life, but you need to make a list. Now you may say, well, I already know. Well, maybe you do, but write it down and every day give thanks for the experience that is part of your life, that has brought you to this point. And the second thing, remember that your children, your family, your parents, your wife, your husband, your partner, whoever, is part of your journey. They deserve to be honored and respected, even though you don't like everything they did or do or have done or will do, or what they say or don't say, or how they dress, or how they brush their hair or take a bath or whatever. Drop all of that. That's just external stuff. Every day is a precious day. We don't know what the next storm in our life is going to be, and it doesn't need to be a hurricane. It doesn't need to be a storm. It can be something that shakes us to our core. You and I are going to take the values that we hold, the spiritual values that we hold. That's what we're going to take forward. And that's what we emphasize here. You are an important man or woman in the world of flesh and form. All of us are important in this world. There's no other man more important than you. No other woman more important than you. And that doesn't make us better than anyone else. It just makes us important. You are part of a family. Honor your family, even if you don't like all of them. God doesn't say you have to like all of them. Okay? Can you agree with that?
Yes.
All right. But love them. Just love them as beings on the planet. They're part of the tapestry that you and I have come together to shine to the world of flesh and form. Remember, you and I are directly connected to the infinite. That means that we are not alone, even if we feel cut off from life. And when we feel cut off from life, we are the ones that need to do something about that. Today, when you leave the church, give someone a hug if you're into hugging. If you're not, if you would like to speak to someone that you haven't, speak to them. And don't wait for them to speak to you. If you want to say hi, say hi. Say, I appreciate you, I love you, I respect you, even though I don't know you. Well, I don't know anything about you, so what does that mean? You don't have to know anything about everybody. You have to be willing to say, you have the same right to be here that I do. Can we see that as a family?
Yes.
I need a bigger yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. God bless you. And now, as we continue our wonderful service, I want to mention several people have asked me what happened to Carmen. Well, Reverend Carmen has the need, as most of us do, a vacation. Yes. Do you think she deserves one? Yes. I need a bigger yes. Yes. Thank you. Because she's going to listen to this service, and I want her to hear your voice.
Yeah, Carmen.
Yes, yes. She will be back, and she will be radiant and renewed and refreshed, and we thank her for her gifts. She is a blessing. But remember, every single one of you in this church is a blessing. Thank you. And now we're going to be deluged in beautiful music. But before we're going to have our tithes and offerings for the people who are here to be served in this regard, and let the music begin. Thank you.
All right. Well, this is going to be a call and response song. In fact, we're going to do this song all month long. And my hope in us doing this song all month long is that you take this message with you.
May God bless you, and may the gifts of Spirit bless this congregation unlimitedly. Amen. Amen, 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 amen. Thank you.
And so like I was saying, this is a song we're going to do all month long. And my hope is that this song is going to get stuck in your head. And so that when you're standing in line waiting to, I don't know, cast a ballot, or standing in line waiting for someone to buy all their Christmas gifts next month, or if you're waiting for your turn for them to come pick up all the pile of debris in front of your house, I want these words to be the first thing that pop into your head. So we're going to sing this. You're going to join us in this song. So when they sing, we're going to follow them. You're going to catch on real easy. We're going to sing a first verse, and then we're going to start. So Bill, give us...
Start clapping your hands a little bit out there. Yeah, stand up if you feel so inclined. Move around a little bit. There you go. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Your turn. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day. Let's do it again.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
You know it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day. the words.
Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Your turn.
Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health.
My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health.
My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Yeah.
Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life.
This glorious, this glorious, this glorious life.
This glorious, this glorious, this glorious life.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit.
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 Thank you for this day.
Take it with you. Take it with you to the lobby. Take it with you out into the world this week. Keep it in the back of your head because we're going to sing this again next week. Happy Sunday. Happy November.